They're doing construction on the side of my building, and I just see the guys going up and down the side of the building. It's kind of creepy. What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning into today's video. Welcome to this Foundation Friday. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different. Last week was basically just like Lost Archives with the Fenty foundation, but this time I'm going to be trying a pretty new product to the drugstore. This is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. I got mine in the shade 355 Coconut, which is the same shade that I wear in the Maybelline Fit Me. This is not going to be a first impression because I have been dabbling into it, but I also have some other products from Maybelline that released that I want to be testing out in this video. I want to start off with this Maybelline Master Prime by Facestudio Primer Base. This is the Hydrate and Smooth one. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on now just so it can start to absorb into my skin. So I only put a little bit. It's like a lotiony texture. I have tried this as well. So it's like a lotiony texture. And I think it's nice for hydration, especially with this Superstay foundation, being that it is a more matte finish foundation than I normally go for. A nice boost of moisture to your skin before you actually apply that matte foundation. As you guys know, I do have dry skin. I'll be applying the foundation with the Maybelline Facestudio Blender Sponge. And this is what it looks like here in the packaging. I'm going to go ahead and wet this, but I don't know if you can see the design there. It shows that it has like a slanted front, so I think that's going to be nice for concealer. And it says thoroughly wet blender and squeeze out excess water, bounce and blend for seamless application. So same thing as any other blender sponge. Also have a brow pencil from them. This is their Maybelline Total Temptation Brow Definer. I got mine in the shade medium brown. So we're going to go ahead and apply our brows after I apply the foundation. And this is also part of the Total Temptation line. This is the Blackest Black mascara from the same line. So always good to try a new mascara. And as you guys know, Maybelline is one of my favorite drugstore brands. So when I saw these products released on Ulta, I definitely had to jump on it. Now, just this week, they announced that they've expanded the range on the Fit Me concealers. As you know, I do have a video that showcases the 3 deepest, well, what was the 3 deepest shades of the Fit Me concealer. And that's probably the concealer that I'll be using underneath my eyes today, only because I don't have any of those new concealers, but I do want to try the new shades of the Fit Me, as well as the Instant Age Rewind concealer. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and they never carried shades that cater to us beauties with melanin. So I'm excited for Maybelline for releasing more shades of their lines. And speaking of shade range, with this foundation, there's only 16 shades, which I think, of course, you can do better. It took them a long time to actually expand their shade ranges, so I'm just hoping that Maybelline continues to stay in the same direction and branch out with their shade ranges. And then last but not least, we have the Master Chrome Facestudio. This one is in number 50, Molten Rose Gold. As you guys know, last year everybody went crazy for the Molten Gold, which I told you guys I had mixed reviews with it because it had such a glittery look to it. But what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna show you rose gold on one side and the molten gold on the other side. Let's just go ahead and get into this video. I'm gonna go ahead and wet this sponge, and I'll be right back. So this is what we're working with the sponge now. It did definitely increase in size, and it's nice and fat, but it's not as squishy as I would like it to be, but it feels flexible enough. So let's see how this sponge works with the foundation. Now, as I said, this is not a first impressions, but I do want to read the claims on the back of the bottle, and I'll tell you what I agree with or what I don't. It says it's a full coverage foundation. I think it's a pretty full coverage foundation. It says up to 24-hour wear. I would never test that out. There's no reason for me to wear foundation for 24 hours. Seamless matte finish. I do agree. It's not an over drying matte though. As you guys know, I do have dry skin. It didn't make my skin feel tight or anything. It was a pretty comfortable matte. It says it's breathable and comfortable. I just said it was comfortable. So breathable. I'll let you know if I feel like something is on my face when I go ahead and apply it. It says it's fade and transfer resistant. I did notice the transfer resistance because when I'm at work, that's just one thing I can't stand. I tell you guys this all the time. But if I touch my face and then I'm doing something on my desk and I touch paper and I see my foundation, like, it kind of grosses me out. So I did notice that this had a good staying power. It doesn't transfer. It says it's oil free, doesn't clog pores. It's dermatologist tested. A bonus on this foundation is it comes with a pump. Like, you guys know the struggle with drugstore foundations. They don't always come with pumps. And I went ahead and pumped one pump on the back of my hand. So you can see it's not too runny of a foundation. It's pretty thick. So I'm actually going to squirt 2 pumps. We're going to stick with 2 pumps for now. I don't have a mirror in front of me, but I'm just going to go ahead and dip the butt of the sponge into what I pumped and just work on this side of my face real quick. A little goes a long way, as you can see, because that's still that one dip. I have a lot of foundation here in the back of my hand. Oh, and excuse my eye. I don't know what happened in the shower. I don't know if maybe my face wash got in my eye, but hopefully by the time we proceed with this video, it'll clear up. Before I started recording, but I did not want to record, so bear with me, guys. I hope that's a pretty good blend there. But the sponge covers a good surface area. I would say it's nice and plump and fat on the bottom, so I think it covers a good area. It doesn't feel like I'm like hitting my face with a rock. It is pretty, I wouldn't say soft. It's comfortable. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it, actually. I think it's a pretty nice sponge so far. So that's the first side of my face. I think it's a pretty good match. I'm not complaining about the shade match. I think the sponge did a really good job on that side. But I went ahead and grabbed my Morphe M439 brush. And I'm going to use that to apply the foundation on the second half of my face. And I did grab a little mirror so I can see what I'm doing, especially with a brush. And I'm the type that generally appreciates a blending sponge anyway. When it comes to applying my foundation, I just find that with the sponge, it melts more into the skin. Like, I feel like the foundation is actually sitting on top of my skin on this side with the foundation brush. So with this foundation, application is all about preference. For me, I said I prefer it more with a sponge, so I'm just gonna go over the side with the brush with that sponge and just push that into my skin a little bit more. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And I don't know if it's the lighting in here, but from what I'm seeing in the monitor, it actually looks a little darker than my skin tone. Like, you see my neck and stuff, it definitely looks a little deeper. But we're gonna even everything out once I go in with my concealer. I used to have this Superstay concealer. I don't know what happened to it, but I just went ahead and grabbed my Fit Me concealers. The ones I have in my hand here is 35 Deep and 30 Cafe, which bugs me out because 30 Cafe is deeper than the 30, but I'm gonna just mix the two underneath my eyes. I'm gonna go in with Cafe first and concentrate that more on the outside. I'm also gonna take that, I'm probably gonna put more foundation above my mouth rather than concealer, just to see how that's going to work out for me. Now I'm taking 35 Deep and I'm going to just place that in the inside just to brighten up that inner corner of my face. Go down the bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and that's it. And taking that slanted, I don't know, can you guys see that the sponge is slanted? I would think on the close-ups that I showed you, you see it better. But I'm going to take that slanted part, and that's what I'm going to use to blend out this concealer underneath my eyes. And this sponge, like I said, is really big. So I think it covers a large amount of, a large area on your face. Like, even this concealer. But that point is actually getting right in to the corners of my eye. I think it's a good fit, actually. The sponge covers so much surface area at one time. It's a little more difficult to blend out that nose, though, because it's so big, and plus the curve is missing so much of the point on my nose. It's like, but I guess if you run it up and down, I'm gonna add just a little drop more of the foundation right here on my sponge, right on my brush, just so I can go right above my mouth one more time. Some full coverage foundations make me not have to like color correct or do too much above my mouth, and I think this is looking pretty good. I mean, I still see it. I don't know how you guys are seeing it on camera. I kind of still see the discoloration above my mouth, but I'm just going to work, and I don't think I need too much more coverage than that, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't know if I like this dip. on this sponge. You just want to make sure everything is nicely blended. So sticking with the Maybelline theme, I went ahead and grabbed my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. This is the concealer I thought I had more of. I must have finished it or I lost it, whatever. But this is in the shade 95 Coconut, and I'm just going to use this as a skin transforming powder. I'm going to use that powder just to set the concealer that I just put on. Oh, I should have used the other powder. I forgot. The Maybelline Loose Powder. Damn. I love the way that powder gives like that soft filtered effect. So that's what I'm actually going to use for the rest of my face. Now going back to the foundation, it feels like it dried up actually. So like I said, it does give you that matte finish. I feel like it's already dry and doesn't even really need to be set. So I'm just going to do a very, very light dusting, super light dusting of the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in 35 Deep. Like, I don't even have a lot of product in here. I'm just going to swirl that same brush around there and just go over, especially the places where I'm going to apply more powder products, which is like my bronzer. I just want to do a super light dusting of powder. Just because that's what I normally do. I normally set my face, even though this, like I said, I do feel like that foundation dried right up into my skin. So that's my face all set. I went ahead and grabbed my Anastasia highlighting brush. This is the A23 brush. The two Maybelline Master Chrome by Facestudio metallic highlighters. The top one is the original one, which is in molten gold, and the bottom is molten rose gold. The molten gold I've used many a times, and I told you guys I have mixed feelings about this highlighter, only because it has so much glitter particles, and I'm not one to actually see glitter on my face. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply this here on this side so you guys can see. And I mean, it is a, you know, out there kind of highlighter. It definitely gives you that shine and reflection that some people be looking for, but I don't always go for that. So the rose gold one, I'm going to show you guys on the other side what this one looks like. I think this one is a little even more intense actually. So this is molten gold, and this is molten rose gold, like that. Whew. My goodness, tell me these highlighters aren't bomb. Like, if you're looking for a bomb highlighter from the drugstore, you don't mind glitter particles, because I do say that both of them do have glitter particles, but they really are both pretty highlighters. So that's what they're looking like. Okay guys, so I just went in and bronzed up my face a little bit with the bronzer from my Project Pan. If you don't know, I'm trying to finish up a certain amount of products in the year of 2018. If you want to know what those products are, go ahead and click the eye right above my head. But I also remembered that I have the Maybelline Master Blush Color and Highlight Kit. So I thought I should use the blush that I like to wear from this kit. And it's always the deepest one, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and put my Real Techniques Instapop face brush. It should have been a cheek brush, but it's okay. I'm just going to put a little bit of that blush on there and go ahead, and that's what I'm going to use for my cheeks today. Woo! I didn't expect so much color to come off, but I told you these Real Technique brushes are really good. So it does pick up a lot of products. I think it works really nicely with powder products, not so much liquids or creams. And if you want to see the video where I did the demonstration where I was trying out these brushes for the first time, you can go ahead and click that video in the info cards as well. So far, it's not moving any foundation. Nothing has moved on my face. I think it's that foundation really sets in really nicely, which is with my skin. It doesn't feel uncomfortable or heavy. I did tell you if I feel heaviness. It doesn't. It's pretty lightweight actually. So I'm not mad at this foundation. And I went ahead. I told you guys I picked up the Total Temptation Brow Definer from Maybelline. Okay, taking it out of the package, I see one side has a little mini brow spoolie, and when I say mini, I mean mini is like really small. So let's see how that brushes through my brows real quick. Now I do personally prefer a longer spoolie because I just feel like this just adds to the time it takes to actually do your brows. I don't know how I feel about this little short spoolie, but I'm not going to discriminate it because it's short, because I'm short too. So we cannot discriminate against anything short, okay? Well, pause. And my shade is in 310, and let's go ahead and see what that tip is looking like. that is the amount of product that you get in this pencil. I went ahead and wound it all the way up, and it has that triangular shaped tip, like the, oh no, it's actually not even triangular, it's diamond shaped. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and see how this works. Okay, so I just finished doing my brows with this, and I don't know if I'm a fan of this pencil. I don't find it to be so precise. Like, with you having, picture a diamond. You have a diamond, and you have 4 different sides of the diamond, and you're trying to be kind of precise. It just doesn't work for me. And I'm a person that doesn't use concealer anymore to clean up my brows, especially on a daily basis. If I'm doing eyeshadow or something like that, then yeah, I take the extra step to do that. But on a normal everyday basis, I do not clean up my brows with concealer, and I just find that this brow is looking like really, really janky, which this one is actually normally my good brow. So I don't know how I'm feeling about this. It's a waxy consistency, so it does glide on pretty smooth. I'm not one for like a stiff pencil, so I will give it that. This little short spoolie, I mean, it's cute, and it does brush through your brows really nicely, but I think it's a little bit more time consuming, and I don't know. The Total Temptation mascara, so let me see how I'm feeling about this one, because right now Total Temptation is, I'm no longer tempted. Pretty thick packaging. I'm not used to the Maybelline packaging being so thick. It's like the drugstore version to that soft matte texture of like the NARS packaging, but not as luxurious feeling as the NARS, if you get my drift. But again, this is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. Let's see. Oh, it's a big fat wand. That's what the wand looks like there. Hope you guys can see. This is a washable mascara. Lashes go so full, soft, and fluffy. Our most buildable volume mascara with an addictive experience. A creamy whipped formula infused with coconut extract. New fluffy brush glides through lashes for non-stop buildability. Using smooth strokes, apply mascara from root to tip of lashes. Keep building look as desired. Allow to dry, and it removes easily. That's not bad. It's actually a more wet formula than I'm used to the Maybelline mascaras having. Because normally mascaras at the drugstore, to me, they get thick so quick. So you can't really use drugstore mascaras for too long, and with this wand being so big, I don't know how this is going to perform on my bottom lashes, but it's not a bad formula. It actually is giving my lashes volume. I do like the shade of black that is giving my lashes. It's a bold black, so I'm not mad at that. Like, even in my best of 2017, the one that they came out with Shayla, that's actually the mascara that I'm going to use first for my bottom lashes, and then I'll go over. Oh, I kind of smell the coconut. I don't know, when I just closed my eyes or when they just blinked, I smelled the coconut extract that they talk about that's in it. So, okay. But this is the Big Shot mascara that they came out in collaboration with Makeup Shayla. And that's one thing about mascaras. You may want to take your wand and just wipe off all that excess product that comes out, because so much product be coming out on these mascara wands. And that's how you end up making a mess. So, alright guys, so this is the finished look with all of the new Maybelline products that I have been testing out. In case you're wondering, I'm rocking one of the Maybelline Superstay matte inks. This one is in the shade Huntress. I actually have 6 shades of these matte ink lips that I went ahead and swatched for you guys. So that video will be coming in the next couple of days. So if you're not already, you might want to subscribe here on Kay's Ways so that you can catch that video. But yeah, let's go ahead and do a recap of all the products that I have tried. Okay, I went through the claims of this foundation with you guys, so I don't really have to speak too much about it. I really do like it. I think it gives really good coverage, and I think it looks really pretty on the skin. Not uncomfortable, so if you have dry skin and you was a little leery about testing it out, it's not uncomfortable. You may want to prep your skin good. That primer that I use actually is a pretty hydrating primer from Maybelline. This is the Primer Base Hydrate and Smooth. It says visibly smooths prime skin with hydration, lightweight formula, and does not clog pores. So if you're looking for something to combat your dryness, especially now that it's wintertime, I will continue to keep wearing it along with the Master Prime. I don't think it emphasizes my pores or anything like that. To me, my dry skin is what makes it actually last a little bit longer. Now, if you have oily skin, those oils may break down this foundation. So don't quote me as far as the lasting power, but I've worn this to work and I had no problem with my foundation fading away or anything like that. It says it's transfer resistant, and I do believe that claim. This Total Temptation mascara. Really wet formula. That's not what I'm used to when it comes to Maybelline mascaras. I do like the shade. It did give nice volume to my eyes, so I'm not mad at it. It doesn't clump my lashes. Actually, my lashes don't even feel crispy or anything like that. They feel soft and fluffy. That's one thing I do like about mascaras. I never like for my eyelashes to feel crunchy, because it feels like if you hit it by accident, then you might just get rid of some of your lashes. Your lashes might come right off. So that's one thing I don't like about certain mascaras. So I mean, it's worth a try. You know, we like to try new drugstore mascaras. Would I recommend it as like my favorite? No. But was it cool? It was alright. You know what I'm saying? It was alright to use. Next up, this brow product. This is one that I honestly don't really recommend. I wasn't really a fan of that little spoolie. And definitely not a fan of the shape, that diamond shape that it has. Because I don't think it gave me good precision. But I mean, that's what my brows look like. They're not so bad. You know, they're not like beat. But, you know, I'm going to work, so it's not that serious. But I don't recommend the pencil. The Maybelline Facestudio Blender Sponge. Not a bad sponge. And I think it ran me maybe about anywhere from $6 to $8, $6 to $9, something like that. So if you don't want to pay $20 for the beauty blender, then, you know, I appreciate the fact that drugstores are giving us more options for blending sponges to use. I will continue to use it because, like I said, it is pretty dense, but it's also soft at the same time. I'm not a fan really of that dip itself, but you know, it does cover a large surface area, and it makes blending kind of quick. But that is the point of me getting a sponge. So you know, I wouldn't say I would rush to get it, but if you want to try it, it's worth a try, because I will continue to keep using it in my collection. And lastly, the highlighter. Again, if you're looking for good products at the drugstore, Maybelline is the way to go. Really, really beautiful blinding highlights, if that's what you're into, if you're looking for. Like I said, both sides actually. I thought that the rose gold had less of the glitter. There is glitter on both sides of my face, but it's not too bad. Like, I think it just looks so pretty that you really don't mind it. Now, I will say I don't necessarily always reach for it. I do, like when I first got the molten gold one, I was trying to get a feel for it, so I did keep reaching for it at that time. But then other highlighters took over, like my Fenty highlighter. Certain highlighters that you just reach for and you know you love. I wouldn't say that I actually love these, but I do think they're a good option for the drugstore. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. That concludes all of my testing with the new Maybelline products that is out for winter 2018. If you enjoyed this video, I would love if you give it a thumbs up. That's how people get to see your videos. Y'all don't even know the struggle that YouTube is putting us through. They freeze our views. They don't show us who's actually watching the video. Like, we are getting such a struggle. So that's why I asked you guys to like the video, because then that helps more people see the video. So if you enjoyed it, if you stayed to this part and you hear me, I would just love if you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time out to watch my video. And definitely subscribe here to Kay's Ways so you guys don't miss out on future videos to come. And until next time, beauties, I hope to catch you on the next one. Later. This one transferred, as you can see. It transferred, and it should have been dry by now. Like, how long have I been talking?